Okay, it's science time. It's science time. There's a method to my madness, though, in this place. Let me show you something. If, I'm sure that if you've been around the internet for a while, or you're into music, or you're into making music, or you've seen streamers online, you may have noticed this stuff. This stuff is, soundproofing foam or sound isolation foam, and it's something I don't recommend people to ever buy because it doesn't seem to work as good as cheaper and more effective alternatives. The way I recommend you do it, if you really want to get serious about making your studio good to listen to music in, as well as to make music, make recordings, listen to and make anything you like, I recommend building what I've built on the ceiling here, which is just a wooden box with some roofing insulation in. Specifically, a mineral wool based one. Rockwool 45 works really, really well. Any mineral wool works better than any of these foams. And that's for a science reason. There's most of the things that you want to control in a room in terms of reflecting sound. Because the sound goes around this room and it'll bounce off a flat surface. And when the sound comes together, it either, depending on where the waves overlap, if they overlap like this, then they cancel out. If they overlap like that, then they then they add together. So you get like a combined effect where you might have areas in the room which are louder and quieter at certain frequencies, and you don't want that. You want everything to be as flat as possible for your listening position. So you can start to build things on the wall around your listening position. I've got one above my head, I've got one there. I should have one here, but my room is strange, and so I can't put one there, even though I'd love to. So I've got one right here to control this side of the room, and they control the sound so much better than this stuff here. This stuff is rubbish. At the lower frequencies, the wavelength is so long, and we're talking at some of the lowest bass frequencies, it can be up to 1 meter long. It's not going to be good enough to control those frequencies. The wavelength is so long that it will go straight through the foam before it even gets reflected. It's just not. This is not good enough. If I speak into it, you can even hear. Maybe you can hear this. That it really only takes out some of the mids. Doesn't really take out any of the. It takes out all the highs. It doesn't really take out any of the mids or the bass or the lowest part of my voice. And I don't even have a low voice. My voice is very much mids. If I go over to here though, and I'm talking to here, it's a completely different story. It's taken out basically most of the mids, all of the highs, and some of the lowest frequencies as well. It's very, very quiet reflecting compared to if I talk directly to the wall here. You can hear how much louder that really is. And now that you've seen how crazy I am talking to the wall, now you understand what it's like to really get serious about listening to and recording music in your room, in your studio. And this stuff that I've built here, dead cheap. Cheaper than this. Companies will make out that they've got some polyurethane, amazing foam, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. It's physics. This stuff, thicker, denser, cheaper per meter. Anyways, it would take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these panels to cover the same area, and it wouldn't even do down to the frequencies that I want it to control anyways. I listen to a lot of house music, a lot of music with heavy bass and kick drums. I need to control those mids. I need to control as much bass as possible. And so using some of this is just not going to cut it. I put this in my room. I didn't even hear a difference. I put one of these in my room. I immediately heard the difference. If you took all of these out and you clapped, it sounds like a cave in here. You put one of these in it, and it immediately changed the room significantly. And then you start to put more in, and bro, the room starts to sound really, 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 really good. So yeah, I highly recommend you do it. You can pick up a whole bag of this roofing insulation for about £35. You can build about 5 boxes, which is 8 times 5. 40. It's very late. What is it? It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, so forgive me. So yeah, you can do what would be like 48 pieces of foam for £35, plus the wood. You can find wood anywhere you want, or you can mount them anywhere you want. You don't have to use wood. I did, and a bit of fabric over the top. Sure, it takes more time, and the more expensive sound isolation options are basically the same thing. They take a very nice case and they put Rockwool RWA 45 roofing or wall insulation in them, because it's a really good and really great way of controlling the sound in your room. They use it in clubs, if it's good enough for clubs, if it's good enough for big studios, big assembly halls, big opera houses, then it should be good enough for you in your little studio like I am. And it's working. I can take this, I can throw it away. I don't need it. It doesn't do anything. And that's it for my public service announcement. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.